Zest Theatre is a theatre company that makes mainly interactive work for young people. So our work's often described as site-specific or promenade or immersive.
Thrive is a show about three characters who've suffered a trauma in their lives, and it's about the three different ways that they deal with that.
So about 50% of the British population will face some sort of trauma in their life, and that's what the show is about, is kind of asking the audience questions about how they would cope if that happened to them.
What we see on stage is something very authentic, which is how do three people muddle through and do their best in the face of really difficult events.
The show is based on an area of psychological research called post-traumatic growth, which shows us that painful events needn't destroy us. In fact, in many cases they can actually make us stronger. So Thrive tells the story of three young people who actually find hope in the face of adversity.
The first 2 days of their R&D process was effectively me talking to them for 2 days solid.
We quite purposefully didn't really have much of an idea about the show until we'd had that time with Roger, because we really wanted the research and the facts about those mental health issues to really drive the process.
One of the best things we did with the three actors is we took their three characters and hot-seated them, except unlike the usual kind of hot seating that actors do, where you ask them where do you live and what do you have for breakfast and who's your second cousin and as many obscure questions as you can think of, on this occasion we put them through therapy.
It was very kind of a surreal moment, but it brought some really amazing things that we're going to be putting into the show itself.
That alone brought out a lot of things that I didn't know. And I was like, oh, okay, that is my character.
So what we're trying to do with the show is not only show the day-to-day lives of these three characters, but also give the audience a peek inside their minds to show kind of how people deal with those situations, but in a way in which it feels relevant and real. To help us to do that, we opened our creative process up to a range of young people who were invited to come in and shape the show. As with all our work, this input from young people was really key to the creation of Thrive. In total, we had around 40 young people join us at various points in our creative process, and they really helped us to shape the experience the audience has inside our amazing set, as well as discovering the voices of the characters themselves.
I think the message that we're trying to get across is that it's okay if you deal with it like this, it's okay if you deal with it like this, it's okay if you lock yourself away. Everyone deals with it differently, and actually we can all arrive at the same point, but by going through different paths.
So our hope is that our teenage audiences will come in, experience this show and be able to practically apply some of those things that they've seen in their own lives when they leave the venue.
We as human beings have this ability to rise to challenges like this in really quite resourceful and positive ways, and I think that's what you'll come out with if you go and see it.